isang pagbati na may ngiti sa aking mga labi. Naghahanap ba kayo ng makakatuwang sa pagre-review ng inyong anak? Meron yan sa DepEd. Ang ETUlay online tutorial ay libre at handog ng ating kagawaran sa pangunguna ng OUA ICTS EdTech. Ito ay isang proyektong makatutulong sa mga mag-aaral, katuwang ang mga magulang o kasama sa kani-kanilang tahanan para masagutan at maunawaan ang mga modules. Hangad din ng programang ETUlay ang matulungan ang ating mga guro sa kanilang mga blended learning classes. Ang ating ETUlay ay mula kinder hanggang senior high school. Bukod sa academics, meron din tayong mga special programs gaya ng All is Wellness, Reading and Math Remediation, Storytelling, Mommy Tech Talks, Classes sa Gramatika, Speech Class, Financial Literacy, at marami pang iba. Pinalawig din ng ETUlay ang ating Alive program para sa mga mag-aaral mula grade 1 hanggang grade 3. Gayon din ay mayroon tayong ALS program at SPED tutorials na makasisigurong makakamit ng lahat ang inclusive education. May SPED hotline na rin para sa inyong mga katanungan patungkol sa special education. Kaya, subaybayan mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes, mula 9:00 ng umaga hanggang 7:00 ng gabi ang ating ETUlay. Sa ating pagtutulungan, maiaangat natin ang bawat isa. Ating itutulay ang pagkatuto upang di mapigil ang pag-aaral ng kabataang Pilipino. Itulay natin ito, sulong edukalidad.
Okay. Good afternoon to all of you. Nabigla ako, Tutor Job, sorry ha. I thought there's another infomercial before this kasi the usual baga dalawa infomercial. So ayun, good afternoon and Happy New Year to all of our online viewers sa ating ETUlay online tutorial session na hatid sa inyo ng DepEd Online. Ako si Tutor Ellie at from SDO Camarines Sur at kasama ko ngayon si Tutor Job.
Yes. So, ako po si Tutor Job from SDO Nueva Vizcaya.
Yeah. So, I apologize, Tutor Job, because I was not around the last time. So, medyo uso ngayon ng sakit, no? So, kids, and sa ating mga online learners ngayon, sa ating online viewers, please be safe always. And, yun, we have to be hygienic at all times. Just, it's the flu season already. So medyo alam mo naman Tutor Job sa ating news, no, medyo tumataas yung rate of COVID cases in our country. So that's why we have to be more careful. Ayun, more careful. Speaking of more careful, the last time, 'di ba, we talk about adjectives, degree. We have to be more careful at comparative degree of adjectives. So yun, si Tutor Job yung nagturo nun from last week. So ngayon naman, we'll have another new session, di ba, Tutor Joe? Batiin na muna natin yung ating mga live viewers ngayon.
Yes, so unang-una, Riza Anog from San Mariano National High School. Hello, welcome. Ashley Ranque, Mariel Joy Soriano Dakel, Graymar Valiente, hello. Vina Navarro, Kenneth Salandanan, Sean Vincent, hello, and welcome to English 9.
Yan. So yun hello sa inyo lahat. Sana okay kayo ngayon. And please, do not forget to share our videos, our sessions sa inyong mga GCs at i-forward nyo sa inyong mga messenger account or sa Facebook. So para meron tayong maraming interaction for this afternoon. Okay? So today, Tutor Job, ano ngayon, Tutor Job? What day is day? Parang hindi ako masyadong
Naninibago ba? So today, of course, is Tuesday. Tuesday, okay. January 11. And every Tuesday, of course, at 3 to 3:40 p.m., we have our English 9 session. So, of course, dito tayo lagi live sa DepEd EdTech Unit Facebook page. And also, our videos are found in the DepEd Educational Technology Unit YouTube channel.
Alright. Oh. So Tuesday is English 9 session day. And it's already 3 p.m. So we'll start already our session. Kami pala ang tutor base, ano? And good afternoon uli sa inyo. Medyo marami tayong mga viewers ngayon. Dumadagdag sila. So ngayon we'll have them tutor job to please share our tutorial session. Ano, we'll give them 10 seconds. So ayun, share nyo na ngayon. Naglagay talaga ako ng part na to so that they could share
Oo.
talaga. So we'll gain more viewers and students.
Yeah, so we can be able also to reach
Yun.
out to those who need this lesson.
Parang kulang yung 10 seconds. Gusto ko siyang ulitin. So yun, please share our tutorial session for English 9 sa ating ETUlay. And please keep
Yes,
supporting
yes.
us yun, as we support you on your journey towards your module for English 9 session. Okay? So yan, sana na-send nyo na yan, ano? And from last session, Tutor Job, ano yung mga na-discuss mo from last session? Which is sinabi ko na
Yes,
kanina.
yes, yes. So of course we discussed one part of speech which is the adjective. And if you remember, medyo related siya nga sa adverb in terms of their role, which are to describe certain words in a sentence. In this case, for adjectives, it describes a noun and or a pronoun. So for
Yes.
example, this is the example, Sir Ellie.
Yep. We saw the extravagant fireworks in the sky during the New Year celebration. So hopefully, some of you have witnessed fireworks siguro during the New Year or during the holidays. And yun, the noun here is the fireworks. You know, it's a name of, a thing that's a firework. And the extravagant word here is what we call an adjective, okay? And it describes the firework, which is a noun. So basically, yes, adjective describe a noun or pronoun. So what kind of
Yes, yes.
firework is that? It's an extravagant firework. Okay? So that's it. And tutor job adjective, it also answers the questions what kind, how many, and which one, and also how much. So from our your last session tutor job, also you have discussed this. Ano kaya itong mga types of adjective just to remind our students right now?
Yeah, so if you could remember, we discussed five types of adjectives, which are first, the adjective of quality, okay? Which, for example, ito yung mga colors, diba, blue,
Yes.
wonderful, characteristics, yung sizes, huge, yan. Also quantity, much, a little, and more. Oh, those are examples. We also have discussed numerical adjectives, which are yung numbers, diba? And we also, if you could remember, we compared yung adjective of quantity and numerical adjectives, right? And of course, we have proper adjectives. These are adjectives that came from proper nouns. And of course, we have to take note that these adjectives should be capitalized, right? For example, from the noun Philippines, if we use it as an adjective, if refer to the flag of the Philippines, we say Philippine flag. So the word Philippine there is a proper adjective. And also, we discussed demonstrative adjectives, which are, for example, this, that, he, she, and it, and so on.
So, there's actually a total of 5 types of adjectives, di ba, Tutor Joe? And
Mhm.
alam nyo, masyadong fully packed yung session ni Tutor Joe from last week. And actually, it's our 6th session last week. So, ngayon, it's our 7th session, Tutor Joe. I just remembered, no? And next week is our last 8th
Yes.
session for second quarter. Imagine,
Parang,
kids.
no, parang kailan lang nag-start tayo ng
Parang final
second
lang.
quarter.
Yan, we have here sa ating comment box, May Valdez from, ang bilis, wait lang, from Diamantina, I guess, from Princess Athena,
Mm-mm.
Zaira, hello, Ma'am Annalisa Lainesa, hello, good afternoon. And the rest, ito, mga familiar names and may mga bagong names, hello, Abigail, Jun. Ayun, it's already our last session. Next week is our last session for second quarter. And kumusta naman yung modules nyo? Kaya yan, kaya natin yan, and tutulungan namin kayo. So these are the 5 types of adjectives, no? Mabalik tayo dito. And also, Tutor Job taught you on the degrees of adjectives, and they are positive, comparative, and superlative. Di ba, Tutor Job, this is not anymore new to our students, especially
That's
grade
right.
9 na sila. Diba?
Mm.
I could remember tutor job since elementary. This has always being discussed already
Tama, tama.
since elementary. So parang gas-gas na to. Pero until now, we are still reminding them and keep on telling them about these degrees of adjectives. So positive is the usual type of adjective, very basic. But if we already have we compare it to another kind of another situation, we use comparative degrees of adjectives, and which we usually put er, or we put more at the beginning of the adjective, or we entirely change the spelling or the word itself. Okay.
Yes.
And superlative is the last degree of adjective. So, long, longer, longest. It's not more long or more longer or more long, most long, kind, kinder, kindest, good, better, and best. So this is one of the examples which the spelling is being changed when the degree of adjective uh, changes also. Okay, and generous when it comes to usually had, not always the case, but usually some of longer words, okay, some of the longer words, when we have their comparative degrees, we put the more and the most when it comes to superlative. So, yan. So, we have to use the correct degree of adjectives in case of different situations. When we are comparing two statements or two situations in one sentence, yon, or we
Yes.
want to emphasize how much or what kind is this a thing, or how long it is, or how kind this person is. So yun. So we use adjectives to describe everything that we would like to describe. Okay? So we're done with adverb and adjective for the previous session. So yan, assignment natin, tutor job from last meeting was this. Ito yung assignment natin.
Yes, so our assignment was to write a poem with a certain Christmas theme or a New Year theme. Of course, you have to
Mhm.
use the different types of adjectives that we discussed.
Yes.
And our output for the week is from Riza Pua from San Mariano National High School, SDO Isabela.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Thank you and
Yan.
congratulations Riza Pua from SDO Isabela. Okay, lagi itong
Ang
nakadunok sa atin.
suking-suki, no? And here's the no. Let's
Okay?
sir.
So, from Riza, yun. So, sabi ni Tutor Jov, uh, she has to write a poem about Christmas celebration or New Year celebration they have, and she has to use different types of adjectives. And here it goes.
Mm.
So, little pine tree. Little pine tree. Sa amin in our province, I couldn't see any pine tree. It's so hot in here, especially right now. Sabi ni Riza, in summertime, my branches were a place for birds to nest. In autumn,
Mhm.
my branches were their place for food and rest. And now that winter time is here, bongga na may winter time pala sa Pilipinas, sa Isabela. May winter time. And now that winter time is here, I hope to be all glistening, bright with snow flakes. The little bird's Christmas tree. So yun pa, she described the little pine tree as, as the Christmas tree pala. So with all this, using this words that are not literal, so
Mm.
it has a deeper meaning which is connected to our topic for this session. So ayun. So ano kaya tong mga words or language na ginamit ni Risa dito in her poem about, the Christmas tree. So let's figure it out, Tutor Job. Okay? So our topic for today, Tutor Job, related to that is about
Yeah, so for week 7, we're going to talk about figurative language.
figurative
Yan.
language. Yun, so Riza a while ago uses figurative language. But what are these figurative
Mm-mm.
language? We'll figure it out later. For now, hello again to our viewers, to our English 9 learners and kids, to teachers, sa lahat. Hello po sa inyo. Good afternoon. So, yun. So, this is our week 7 already, and our module reference for this session is, again, the ADM module from the DepEd Central Office. English Quarter 2 Module 1, which is making connections between text to particular social issue, concerns, or dispositions in real life. So, as much as possible, all of our sessions, we always relate it to, particular social issues or concerns or daily life situations or daily conversations. So, it's much
Yes,
practical and
yes.
realistic. Diba, Tutor Joe?
That's right, that's right.
Okay. So, what are our objectives, Tutor Joe, for this session?
Okay. So for this session, your objectives are one, to differentiate figurative language from literal language. Two
Yep.
is to recognize the use of figurative and literal language in daily conversations and situations. And to translate literal statements into figurative statements or figurative language.
Yes. I'm very much excited for our activities for this session. The first one is they have to differentiate what's literal and figurative. So later on,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
we'll let them have it, and they have to recognize figurative literal language in conversations. What the importance of this? What's the usage of this? And lastly, they will be translating literal. So ano kaya itong mga literal sentences na to or words that they have to translate into figurative statement or language. So those are our objectives for this session. So task one, tutor job is what?
Yes, for the first task, it's entitled "What do you
Yes.
mean?"
What do you
Yeah.
mean here, tutor job? What are the things that they will do here for task one?
Okay, so we are going to show you certain statements, okay, which are, of course, as our lesson suggests, it's these are figurative languages, okay. So
Yep.
we're going to try to see how well you know or how familiar you are with these statements, and you have to tell us what do they mean, okay.
Okay. So
So write down
normally,
in the comment
yes.
section what you think these statements mean.
Okay. So the first one is
Here we
I've
go. Here,
got your
I've
back.
got your back. Oh
So
wait,
what does it
where do we
mean?
commonly hear this statement, sir? Sa mga magkaibigan, di ba?
Usually for
Di ba? Yes, yes.
they use it sentence or statement. Yeah,
Mm-mm. I've got your
friends, I
back. Oh,
guess.
what
Family.
does that mean when someone says, I've got your back? O, di ba, Tutor Ellie, ganyan, di ba? Nung, for example,
Mm.
let's try to give an example na situation. For example, 'di ba nung I remember there was a time in yung last session natin before Christmas, sabi ko, Sir Tutor Ellie, I'm going to be busy po sa school namin.
Yeah.
Tapos Tutor Ellie said,
I've got your back, Tutor Joe. Of
'di
course,
ba?
as
So what does
always.
that? 'Di ba? Ano kaya ibig sabihin na, 'di ba? 'Di ba?
I've got your back. Does it mean, Tutor Joe, that ano, sa ating mga students, ano bang meaning nun? Does it mean that I literally got the back of Tutor Joe? Like, I removed the back? And then, yeah, I got your back, Tutor Joe. Yun ba yun? Like, tinanggal ko
Yun
yung ano niya, spinal
baka
cord.
baka isipin nung iba kunwari parang
So,
naglalakad ka
yes.
kunwari sa kalsada tapos biglang may nagsabi, "I got your back." Tapos may
Yeah,
nakatutok
I've
pa sa
got your
likod mo na
back.
ganyan, 'no? May nakatutok sa
Yes.
likod mo na gano'n.
Eh,
Iba
yeah,
na 'yun.
and Gramer Valiente here said, I've got your back, sir, means to help one another. It's
Yes, sabi
excellent.
rin ni Ashley, "I'm always here for you."
Oh, sana all.
Oo, 'di
Yeah,
ba?
we have always some friends of us or our loved ones who always got our back because
Mm.
they're always
Yes,
there
yes.
for us. Okay?
That's
So
true,
tama,
that's
that's
true.
correct. How about the second statement, Shooter Job? Ano kaya to? Sa ating mga kids right now, you're a scaredy cat. Okay,
Oo, ano
Graymore, you're a scaredy cat. Ignacio, Bea, you're a scaredy cat. What if you were told, someone told you about this one? You're a scaredy cat. Okay. Mariel, Glycia, Graciela, hello Marinel, Lay Progoso, Arian, Ivan, Gerald, what is the meaning of this? When someone told you that you're a scaredy cat, does it mean you're a cat? You're an orange cat who looks scared or who's um scary. I mean, yun. What does this mean? You're scared cat. So,
Any
yun.
answers?
Sa tingin nyo ba, what do you think of Ash ni Tutor Jom? Are we scaredy cats? Are we scaredy cats ba? What do you think? Are we funny? Are we sad? Are we boring? Are we what do you think, my dear learners? Ayan, good afternoon, Renz. Hello. Clarinel, hello. Good afternoon. Ayan, Ignacio, Maricel, what do you think of a scaredy cat? Tutor Job, ano nga ba talaga itong scaredy cat na to? What
Yes.
does it
Okay. So
mean?
when you hear this sentence or phrase, very good. Renz, Aaron,
Oh,
Maya is
we have an
correct.
answer.
You are a coward. Okay.
Coward.
So you are not in the opposite of brave. Okay. You are a coward. If someone says
Mm-mm.
you're a scaredy cat, that means you're a coward.
In Filipino, that's what we call duwag. Natakot ka, kaya
Tama,
umurong
tama.
ka, duwag ka. So kayo,
Grammar is
ha?
also correct. Ayan, di
Tama.
sabi niya, someone who's afraid of
So,
something.
yeah. So, my dear learners, Graymore, Omana, Renz, Romeline, Clary, you should not be a scaredy cat. Kapag may tinanong yung si Tutor Job or si Tutor Ellie, don't be a scaredy cat. Huwag kayong
That's
matakot
right.
or maduwag to answer our questions.
Tama. And the fact na sumagot sila proves that they are not scaredy cats. So,
Or else,
congrats.
tatawagin namin kayong scaredy. Anyway, next statement tayo. Good afternoon, Carl. Okay. What's our next statement?
Here we go. My backpack weighs a ton.
Grabe naman yun.
Isang tonelada ang bigat
Oo.
daw ng backpack.
Like, it's like you're, lifting a barbell or
Mm,
some, like, 3 sacks of rice at once.
true.
What is the meaning of that? Ano ba laman ng bag na yan, Tutor Joe? Bakit, ganyan na, it
Siguro
weighs,
na-miss din ng iba to kasi syempre may mga dalang textbook, ganyan noon, di
yes.
ba?
That's so very relatable. When we were elementary, I saw a couple of friends and classmates. So, they usually, even I bring some bags with a lot of textbooks, di ba?
Yes,
But
yes.
right now,
Sa akin
oh, di
kasi
ba?
iba yung bigat nung backpack ko no'n, akala ko libro, yun pala pagbukas mo meron ng lampaso,
Rock, yes, yes,
may
lampaso,
bato.
bato. Yeah, high schools and
Yes,
elementary
yes.
years were
Okay. But what does this
so
really
happy.
mean? My backpack weighs a ton. Isang tonelada, if I'm not mistaken, is parang nasa 1,000 kilos ba?
Mm.
Ang 1 ton or 900? Correct me if I'm wrong. Heavy. Ayun, sabi ni Graymar. So the
That's it.
backpack is heavy. That is correct. So
Yep,
saying my backpack weighs a ton is an exaggeration of
yep.
saying my backpack is very heavy. That's right,
Heavy.
friends. Thank you.
Mm-mm. So instead of saying my backpack is heavy, you could be social and
Di ba?
you could use
My
this in like your
backpack weighs a
classroom or
ton.
when you're writing something. My backpack weighs a ton or my plastic bag weighs a ton. No? Pwede naman ganun, di ba? Para
Yes, that's
mag-improve pa
right.
yung language maturity nyo and the use of
Yes.
words. Yan. So our next statement dito na tayo, he eats like a bird. Ako feeling ko naman, Tutor Job, I don't eat like a bird. It's so good to eat a lot. So what does it mean to our students? Did someone already tell you that you eat like a bird, or you eat like
Oh.
a pig, or you eat like a cow?
We can use Tutor Ellie's statement as a clue. Sabi ni Tutor Ellie he likes eating a lot. That's why
Yes.
he does not eat like a bird. O, anong ibig sabihin nun? If you eat like a bird, then
Oh, what does it mean?
ayan, still congrats pa rin din also kay Jennifer, Omana, Joanna. Correct yung answer nila for the last
Ayan,
previous
it's correct.
statement.
Okay, thank you very much, Romana Joanna, for participating consistently. Yan, eating like a bird, Tutor Job, means,
Yes.
ayun,
Someone
an
who
answer.
Yes, that means someone who eats like a bird is someone who eats very parang very small. Yung
Very
konti-konti
small.
lang kumain.
Now I know.
'Di ba? Yung parang 'di ba yung mga ibon yung tuka-tuka lang yung hindi naman
Ah,
sila
maybe
yung
nagda-diet
buong
sila, di ba?
yes.
We
So
might not,
that's
we might not
yan.
know. Nakakunti lang
Jennifer
kinakain.
Malyare, that's eating a
Okay.
little. That's right.
Thank you,
Abigail, that's
Abigail, for your
correct.
answer. Konti lang daw hinakain siya yun. Pero at this point
Mm-mm.
of time ha, huwag kayong konti kumain kasi mahirap magkasakit. We have to eat,
Yes.
not necessarily a lot, but eat
Yes.
enough, you know.
Yeah, and
Kailangan
eat nutritious
satisfied.
food.
Yes, of course. And last one, the sun smiles at me. So, did the sun really smile at me? At us? Does the sun really smile? Yun ang tanong. Does the sun really smile? Of course not. We don't take it literally that the sun is smiling at us. And it's so mainit. It's really hot. So basically,
Yes. And
it's,
don't try, diba? Don't try also to look. Huwag niyong try
yeah,
tingnan yung sun.
yeah, don't try to
Masisira
look
ang
at the
mata
sun.
natin.
Or else your future will be,
Yes, but
your eyes will
oh,
be damaged.
kaya pag niliteral natin to, the sun smiles
Mm-mm.
at me, baka ha, tas tiningnan mo.
Yep.
So
So
what does this statement mean?
yeah. Basically, this means it's a very, very good day.
Yes, it's a
It's not
great day,
windy,
or
it's not
it's
rainy, it's a
yes,
very
it's
good day.
a
And
sunny
today is,
day.
I feeling ko naman, Tutor Joe, today, the sun really smiles at us. It's a very good
Yes,
day
yes.
ngayon. We're
It
both
is, it is.
fine, our family is fine, our students are fine, and hopefully everything of us will always be fine. So yun, the
That's
sun
right,
will
that's
always
right.
smile at us. Yun. And of course, we need, have positive mindset, great day. So yun. So
Yeah, it's a
these
great
words,
day. Yes.
what do you notice from these statements based on their meaning? Sinabi na natin a while ago eh. So, I've got your back, you're scared the cat, may backpack weighs a ton, he eats like a bird, the sun smiles at me. So, what do you notice from these statements? You know? Hello, Ma'am Jobet. Hello po.
Hello po, hello.
And
Good
good
afternoon
afternoon.
also, Nicole.
Ayan, so what do these statements mean? Okay, what do you notice? Rather, what do you notice from these statements? Are they the same on what you really wanted to say to someone or to something? Are they the same? Are they literally the same? Are the words same with what you really want to mean or to say to that someone or to something? So yun. So basically, Tutor Joe, these statements are actually, okay, ano yun? These are figurative language. Okay? Bakit
Yes,
nasabi
yes.
natin, Tutor Job, na those statements, 5 statements kanina, are figurative language? So, let's try to figure it out. So, ano pala to, Tutor Job?
Yeah, so figurative language are in figurative language we use words or statements that does not exactly say what the speaker or writer really
Yung
means.
meaning,
So in short, you have to figure out yan
the,
yung meaning
the
ng
meaning.
figurative
Mhm.
language.
Yes. And this is actually in comparison with the literal language. Okay, so literal language and figurative language are actually opposite. Okay, while figurative language are words that not exactly say what a speaker writer what really means, what he or she intends to mean or to say, literal language is basically the opposite. If what you want to say something, say it directly. Like for example,
Yes.
we have an example here. If you want to say he ran fast, if you're going to translate it into you're using the figurative language, we could say instead that he ran like the wind. So
Mm-mm.
the person speaking this or writing this, he used the phrases like the wind to equate it to the meaning of the word fast. Okay, to the word fast. So literal, he ran fast, tumakbo siya ng mabilis, pero sa figurative language, tumakbo siya na para kagaya ng hangin. Yan, very basic naman shooter job, ano?
Yes, that's right. That's
So we
right.
have here another more example shooter job. Let's try to read it out to them. Ayun. Ano muna?
Yan, sige. So, literal language, for example, sabi niya, I hate you so much. So, literal, ibig sabihin, hindi kanya talaga niya gusto.
Mm-mm.
Okay? But
I hate you so
when we
much.
translate it into figurative language, for example, you are such a dirt in my eyes. For
Sakit naman
example,
nun.
ganon. 'Di ba?
Hindi pala.
It's
Mas,
um
mas, na-realize ko lang ha, mas masakit kapag nasa Filipino language siya, 'di ba? Isa ka lang dumi sa aking mga mata. 'Di ba? Lakas makadrama sa hapon, 'di ba?
Oo, yes, yes.
Pero 'yun.
And yes, and if you notice, 'di ba? If you look at the figurative language, a figurative na sentence closely, and if you accidentally take it literally, magtataka, ha? Paano ako naging
Dumi.
dumi, 'di ba? Or paano ako naging buhangin sa mata mo, ganyan. Mag-iisip ka pa, ano ibig sabihin nun, 'di ba?
Yeah.
But if you're really familiar with that, o 'di ba? It means that he hates you so much. Ayan,
Much,
do you?
yes. Okay. So we have also here some examples. Another more example. His words are hurtful. So masakit siya magsalita. Ang salita niya ay masakit. So for figurative language, he has a sharp tongue. So ganun yun.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
if you want to say that you are someone that he is so fat or you are so fat, you could instead say you look like a pig. Pero we don't
Yes.
uh, do not be so judgmental, kids, ha? So there's nothing
Yes.
wrong with being fat, with being thin. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
What we
So
are trying to show you here, okay, what we are trying to show you here is that you have to be familiar with these figurative
yes,
terms, okay, for you to be able to really understand what
yep.
a statement really means.
And
Okay?
there's another word to say a word. Okay?
Mm-mm,
So
mm-mm.
instead, there are some words kasi na very offensive when we say it. Eh. So there's another word to say. It's like there are many ways to kill a cat. There are many words to
Yes,
say
yes.
something in a nice
And
way.
yes,
So,
and this goes to show that in communication, of course, the speaker and the listener, or the reader and the writer, ayan yung sender tsaka yung recipient, we should always be careful of the words that we use. Okay? It does
mhm,
not mean na, for example, ito, 'di ba, yung sinabi natin, you look like a pig, 'di ba, sa figurative language. Just because you, for example, you know these things, you are familiar with these languages, it doesn't always mean that you have the right to use them every
mhm.
time that you want. So what we're trying to show here is that you have to be familiar with these for you to be able to parang assess, okay, the things that you speak, because there are some things maybe, 'di ba, that meron yung mga bata na kunwari sasabihin nila, alam mo yung mga mawalang kamuang-muang, sasabihin nila, dito mukha kang pig, ganon. Tapos hindi naman nila alam yung ibig sabihin na mataba yung ibig sabihin noon, 'di ba?
Yeah,
But for us, 'di ba, nakaka-offend. So ibig sabihin mo mataba
yeah.
ako? Eh, malay mo naman parang meron siyang nakitang parang nakaganon lang yung ilong, o 'di ba? Hindi naman
Mhm.
necessarily. So gano'n sa mga usually sa mga bata
Okay,
gano'n, they are not
okay.
familiar yet with
Yep,
these
that's so
terms. Pero
true.
sa atin, it's our responsibility as good communicators to always think before we speak, okay?
Yes. We have to be careful with our words.
Mm.
Okay?
Kasi pansin
So,
niyo 'di ba, mas masakit yung figurative kaysa sa literal, eh,
yep,
'di ba?
yep. So there's nothing wrong with using literal or figurative language
Yes.
as long as you use it in the right way, in the right
Mm.
time and context, and in the right person. Okay? So checkpoint muna tayo dyan. So they have to identify the statement if it's a
Yes.
literal or a figurative language. So ganito lang yung kadali. That's number one. Okay? So I have here some songs, mga songs na nilagay natin dito. So Arian, hey Jerome, hello sa iyo. Ashley, Mariel, Jasmine. So what you have to do here is you have to identify if this song lyric is literal or figurative. Okay, does it show literal language or figurative language? So I'm the first to say that I'm not perfect, and you're the first to say you want the best thing by Jamie Miller. So what do you think of this? Is this literal or figurative? Maricel,
Is
pakadali.
it literal or figurative? Ayan.
Just say yes, literal or figurative. You can comment your answer on our comment box. Okay, pwedeng all caps para intense. So, is this song lyrics
Yes,
literal
yes.
or
So review lang, pag literal, 'di ba, it means exactly what it says. Pag
okay?
figurative, you have to figure out pa, ano pang isipin, anong ibig
Yes.
sabihin nun?
So, yun. So, Abigail and
Ay,
Ashley have the same
tumatay.
answers, and Carl also have the same answer. So, the answer here is
Yes,
literal. You're correct.
that's right,
Okay?
that's right.
Napakadali lang naman ito. The second one is Tutor
Mhm.
Joe.
Sabi ni, from Frank Sinatra's song, Fly Me to the Moon, Let Me Play Among the
Ano
Stars.
kaya ito?
Yan.
Literal or figurative? Dali.
Oh, tumatahol. Ay,
What's the answer
tumatahol.
here?
Tumitilawak na yung mga manok dito.
Okay, the
Oh, there
answer
we
here,
go.
Tutor Jove?
Yes, Abigail, Carl, and the Bliss. Actually, Riza, Graymar, Jerome, that Graymar. Yes, that's right. This is of the use of a figurative language.
Mhm.
Yeah, sige,
Yep.
sige.
This is figurative language, okay? And she's just a girl and she's on fire, hotter than a
Mm.
fantasy, lonely like a highway. Literal ba to na yung
She's on
babae ay on
fire.
fire? Hotter
Mm.
than a fantasy, tapos lonely daw siya. Sobrang she's sad or lonely like a highway. So, of course, the answer here is none other than, sabi ni Renz, ni Abigail, ni Graciela, hello.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
ni Ivan, yep, hello sa inyo. The answer here is figurative, of course. Meron
Yes,
din
correct
silang
din. Graymar, Ashley, very good.
and ito,
Riza.
very familiar sila dito, Tutor Job.
Mm-hmm. From Taylor Swift's song.
Mhm.
Romeo, save me. Somewhere we can be alone. Ano
Ayun,
yan?
is it
Is it
literal
the
or
use of
figurative?
figurative or
Okay.
literal?
Very, very easy. Literal or figurative? So the answer is okay. The answer is literal.
Yes, very good,
Okay.
Graymar. Abigail, that's correct.
Okay.
Literal.
Now we have one last. Make me your Aphrodite, make me your one and only, but don't make me your enemy. We're not singing here, by the way. We're just reciting the words by Katy Perry. So is
Mm-hmm.
this literal or figurative? Of course. Make me your Aphrodite. So Aphrodite is a Greek goddess. So
Mm-hmm.
I want you to make me your Aphrodite. It's basically not literal, and the answer is
Yes,
figurative.
very Ashley, Carl,
Carl, yan.
Abigail,
Ating
Priscilla.
yung mga
That's
students
right.
natin right now. Thank you very much for your participation. We
Yes,
really
Riza,
appreciate
Ivan, very
your
good.
presence.
Graymar.
Hello, good afternoon sa inyong lahat. Okay? So next na yun dito, okay? So when we talk about figurative language tutors, so, hindi mawawala itong, ano to?
Yes. Of course,
Nasa screen na.
it involves the use of figures
Figures of
of speech.
speech.
So there are actually various types of
Yep,
figures, various figures of speech, but we're
napakarami.
only going to, for this session, we're going to discuss only five
Yep.
basic figures of speech, which
Napakadali
are,
na 'to sa kanila, tutor job, eh,
oo,
since
familiar na kayo
elementary.
dyan.
We'll just have a review here, my dear learners. So, reviewin
Mm-mm.
namin kayo ni Tutor Joe. Okay? And the first one is simile, Tutor Joe.
Yeah, so for simile, it is the direct comparison of two different subjects. So two
Subjects.
things that which are not the same, okay?
Yep.
So it is actually a Latin word which means like. And the
Like.
keyword for simile, for the use of simile is are the words as so, and
Like.
like. So we have an example. Sabi niya dito, my faith is as firm as a
Yeah.
rock. So the
Mm-hmm.
faith, the words describe being compared here are faith and rock.
Yeah.
So these are two things which are very different, but they are likened to each other with their,
Mm-hmm.
siguro with their,
Yes.
of course, their characteristic. So take
Mm-mm.
note also, just a friendly reminder with a simile, just because there is the word like in a sentence, it does not always mean that it is a simile. For example, parang
Yes.
kapag sinabi ko, I like you. Pag sinabi mo, I like you, may
Simile.
like, simile. Sabi na, wrong, that's wrong, okay?
Simile.
You
That's
can
wrong.
see
Yes, of course.
you have to see the comparison. There should
Mm-hmm.
be two things being compared in that sentence, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That
Yep.
is where simile, that is what a simile is.
Okay. So we have here simile. The next one, of course, yung laging kapartner ng simile. We have here the so-called metaphor. So basically, you'll just have to drop here the words like or as.
Mm-mm.
So diretso na to. It's an indirect comparison of two unlike subjects or objects. And ayun, you just have to drop the like or as. Example, time is gold. So instead of saying time is like gold, you just have to drop
Mm-mm.
the like, and it's actually, diretso na. Time is gold. So, yun. Napaka-basic.
Yes.
And we have a lot of metaphors that are used in songs, in
That's right.
novels,
That's
in
right.
poetry, anywhere. You could see a lot of metaphors. Okay? Parang, di ba, pag
Yes,
sinabihan
yes.
kang, para kang si Darna or para kang si Superman, that's
Diba?
that's a
The
metaphor.
song, right? You are
Yeah,
my sunshine. Oh, yeah,
you are
that's a
my sunshine. You
metaphor.
are like a flower. You are a dirt in my eyes.
Oh, yun.
You
That
are a
is,
dirt in my eyes. So
uh,
that's a metaphor. So the third one, we have here personification. Tutor Joe.
yeah, so personification is a statement that gives living human traits and actions to inanimate objects or ideas. So,
Yeah.
non-living things,
Mm-hmm.
binibigyan natin ng characteristic ng living things.
Yeah.
Ayan. Or for
Example ng
example, the
non-living things.
stars. Yeah,
The stars.
non-living things. Ayan, star. So, stars wink at me. So, that's a
Grabe yun
human
ah.
trait, yung wink. So, that does not literally mean that the stars are winking because they do not have eyes. But
Mm-mm.
that means, of course, yung literal meaning nito is the stars are twinkling. Ayan.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yun. That's personification, very easy. So, we have here hyperbole. Okay, hyperbole is basically exaggeration. Yung mga statement na
Yes.
OA naman, yung
O
sasabihin
A.
natin,
Yan,
OA
tama.
over, sobra-sobra, grabe naman, yung ganun, di ba? Example, I'm so hungry, gutom na gutom ako, I could eat a horse. So, meaning lang naman yun ay sobrang gutom niya talaga, like gusto niya
Mm-mm.
kumain, like that person would like to eat a lot, pero ang sinabi niya instead, he or she uses hyperbole, which is he or she would like to eat a horse. So, I
Mm-mm.
mean, in reality, we couldn't eat a horse. So, that's exaggeration.
Yes, exaggeration din yung mga
Yes.
I love you to the moon and
I,
back. Oh, di
yeah.
ba?
Oo,
Ayun.
yun. Parang
O
it's
A.
impossible to happen. Yun. And oxymoron here, actually marami pa. This is the last type here na i-discuss. Review natin. Pero there are a
Mm-mm.
lot, sabi ni Tutor Job, there's
Yes.
many, 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 many talaga. Poetic devices or literary devices or figurative language, maraming words yan, maraming. You could search sa Google, marami yan.
Yes.
And here, our last one is oxymoron. These are actually two opposing or contradictory words or expressions that are put together and has a new meaning. For example,
Yes.
we have friendly fire. So friendly is something positive, fire is something negative, and when combined together, friendly fire, it has a new meaning. It's
Mm-mm.
opposing, right? Original
Yes.
copy. Original tapos may copy. Ha? Original copy. Pero it has a new real meaning. Hindi,
Mm-mm.
okay? Only choice. Okay, only na, tapos may choice pa. Same difference. Same no, difference
Yes.
pa. Same
Sa
naman.
parang example din sa mga zombies, 'di ba? Living dead, oh, 'di ba?
Yeah,
Yung mga
living dead.
expression natin.
Tama. Yes. Ako, I
Yes.
like zombies. I like zombie
Actually, oo.
movies.
Zombie movies, no?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So yun, so those are the five types of adjectives here. So yun, checkpoint ulit tayo. We have to analyze kids. Kung nandyan pa kayo sana, Jerome, Princess, Greshel, Rhea, Jane, Ermeline. Hope you're still there. Ngayon naman, we have to analyze the song lyrics and we have to identify ano kayang classic
Yes.
figure of speech ang ginamit
Yes. So
dito.
remember, there are five. We have simile, metaphor, personification, oxymoron, and hyperbole. So those are your choices.
Okay. Number one, she got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. And the underline or the highlighted sentence or expression here, this girl is on fire. Ano kaya to?
Mm.
What figure of speech is this? Is this oxymoron, Abigail? Do you think is this has two opposing words or expression? Girl is on fire? Oxymoron ba to? This girl is on fire. Oxymoron ba to?
Yes.
Well,
Clue, ang keyword natin dyan is, oh, di ba? This
mm,
girl is
this girl is on
on
fire.
fire. So there are two words being likened to each other here. So girl and fire. So what figure of speech is used here?
Ano kaya to? Sabi ni Grimar, it's hyperbole. Sabi ni Ashley, it's metaphor. What is the answer here? The answer is metaphor. So the girl
Yes.
is on
Remember,
hmm,
two things being likened to each other, the girl and yung being on fire.
Yep. So it's not oxymoron, ha? Oxymoron are two opposing words na has new meaning. Ito, ilang words ba to? Girl is on fire. Oh, di ba? Two words lang or two expressions yung oxymoron. The next one we have here, it's raining men. It's hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. Diba? You usually hear this in radio, right? Shooter Joe.
Yes,
Raining
yes.
men, no? Napakasikat na kantang to. Ito,
Mm.
ano to?
Yung parang ano
Ang
yan,
answer si Carl.
sa mga babae na habulin daw. Habulin, di ba? Daming
Umuulan ng
manliligaw.
lalaki in
It's
Philippines.
raining men. Wow.
Okay.
Haba
So what's
ng
the
hair.
answer here, Tutor? What are the answer of our kids here?
Di ba? Ang haba ng hair nito. It's raining men. So what is
Mm-hmm.
that? What
The
figure
answer
of
here,
speech?
Caroline, answer
Yes,
hyperbole,
Carl.
Emeline, answer metaphor, Ashley, and Riza answered hyperbole. So what is the answer talaga, Tutor Joe?
Yeah, so this is an example of ayan, hyperbole. That's yeah. There we go.
Yeah, very
Very
nice.
good.
Okay. Next na tayo ha, diretso na tayo kasi medyo extended tayo ng oras. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind wanting to start again? O yun, look at the magic word dyan, which is like. So what kind of figure of speech is this one? Okay, do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Have you felt like a plastic bag? Ba? You're a plastic bag drifting through the wind wanting to start again. Parang sad naman ang sentence na to. Yep, the answer here, Abigail Manalak, is, of course, it's a simile. Ayan. So,
Yeah.
I guess tutors of our students were able to recognize the figures of speech and the
Mm-mm.
sentences. Alam nila, these are figurative language. And yun, last one, Tutor Joe.
And my power flurries through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling
May
in
ganun
frozen
nung,
fractals
di
all
ba?
around. Anyway, may
May ganung
pa-action
ano
pa.
eh, action pa eh. From Let It Go, napakasikat na movie yan. Elsa? Elsa, do you wanna build a stone? Okay, the answer here, my power flurries through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling. Is soul a living thing? A living being? My power is that a living being? The answer here is lahat sila nagsagot ng simile. Ivan, Clary Grimar, Queenie, Ermeline answered. Also, Arian answered simile. Oh, again, balik tayo ng simile, Tutor Job. Simile uses like or as. Meron pa dito sa sense statement na to or sa lyrics na to ng word na like and word na as. Meron ba? Grade 9, meron bang word na as dito and like? So, therefore, it's not a simile. Simile uses those words. Okay. Grammar, tama ba yung answer ni Ashley? It's an oxymoron, Tutor Joe?
Yeah. Sabi niya, Ashley, oxymoron, is it? Oxymoron contains is like a phrase containing two
Mm-hmm.
opposing words, opposites. Where
Mm-hmm.
do we have opposites here? I don't
Mm.
think so.
We don't think so. There's an opposite words here. So, yun, the answer here is personification. Medyo nalito yung iba, pero tama na sila eh. This is a personification, my dear learners. Okay? Hindi siya hyperbole, hindi siya oxymoron, hindi din siya simile because you know, may power flurries. Okay? Power ba? Nagpo-flurry ba yung power? Yung soul ba? Nag-spiral ba yun like frozen fractals? They are not. They are not spiraling or flurrying through the air. So that's personification. Okay? So yun. I hope you remember that. Okay? So these are figurative language. So the tutor job, napaka-basic
Yes.
naman nitong figurative language na to. And, um, yun. So, from the words itself, tutor job.
Yes. So these are words, again, let's just review. Are words or statements that do not exactly say what the speaker or writer really means, and that there
Mm-mm.
are many ways we could say our words in everyday
Yep.
situations. And it is also, of course, important for us to be familiar, okay, with figurative language because it is our tool, okay, as communicators, for us to be good communicators, okay, because if we fail to understand figurative language, we might cause
Yeah.
misunderstandings, ganyan, 'di ba? Yung nililiteral mo yung mga sinasabi, 'di ba? Nakakapanood naman siguro kayo ng mga comedy na ganyan, nililiteral nila yung sinasabi ng isang tao, 'di ba? While in fact, that person is using figurative language. So, learners, you have to be familiar with figurative language for us to be good communicators and to avoid miscommunication, avoid misunderstandings.
Okay. So that's right. Ayun, we already came to the end of our session. So balik tayo sa objectives natin. We're able to target or hit our objectives. Were we able, kids, to differentiate the figurative language from literal language? Naalala nyo yun? Like, you have identified the statement or is literal or figurative. Did we do that? Of course, yes, we did that. Okay, so let's put a check here. How about the second one, Shooter Joe?
Recognize the usage of figurative and literal language in daily conversations and situations. Yeah.
Alright. And last one, ito yung gagawin natin for this session. They have to translate literal statement. And ano kaya ito, tutor job? Let's see. Okay, this is part of our additional activity. And the title of this, ito yung assignment nyo ha, sa lahat kayo gumawa nito. How would you say without saying it? Ako na excited ako dito. Carl, Ermeline, abangan ko yung sagot nyo dito ha. Riza, Graymar, Aryan, Abigail, Ermeline, Queenie, and the rest of grade 9 here, online viewers. Our assignment or our additional activity, the title is, how would you say without saying it? So ano kaya to, Tutor Ellie and Tutor Job? So you have to write a simple Facebook post about saying I love you to a special person without saying the word I love you. So paano kaya yung tutor job? How would you say I love you without saying I love you? Dapat walang makita kaming I love you dyan na words ha. Or you don't use the word love. You don't use the phrase I love you. Okay? So how would you say it? Okay? Paano kaya yun? J. Lord, Carla. And afterwards, you have to recite the words and record it using any application. So, ano yung mga software applications or mobile applications na pwede sila mag-record, tutor Joe? Pwede sila mag-TikTok, right? Pwede sila mag-TikTok. Like, example, nagawa na ako ng Facebook post na to, nagawa ako ng paragraph or sentence, and then, i-recite nila yung words using TikTok, i-record nila yon. Pwede ding video or any apps na pwede silang mag-record. Okay?
Yes.
So, this is an example, Tutor Joe.
Yan. So instead of ayun, is sabi niya dito, instead of parang ano to ha, saying I love you in a different
Without saying I
way.
love you.
Yeah. So instead of just three words, I will always be here. And when troubles come and you feel alone, I will always be by your side.
Yes.
Nothing can withstand the force when two hearts like ours collide. We are fearless, any two, and we have fought these battles before.
Ayun.
Sorry, medyo na ano yung we are a fearless army of two. Medyo may ano
Mhm.
kasi dun sa screen ko eh. We always
Okay.
get stronger and we always prevail. That is the love we carry and the only kind we
Di
know.
ba?
Yeah, so that's a different way of saying
Yes.
I love you.
Yeah,
Very
that's a
poetic.
different way of saying I love you. And yun ang ina-expect namin, halos the same outputs to you, my dear online learners for grade 9 English, ha? Ganun na, ha? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us in our messenger account or sa aming National GC for English 9. You have to post your text on FB using
Mm.
the hashtag ETUlay ENG9 and hashtag tutor base. Titingnan namin yan, ha? So you have to write your assignment yung how would you say I love you, i-post yun sa Facebook niyo. Alam ba, you have a special someone, whether it would be someone you love, or a friend, or a teacher, a special teacher, or, just someone that you would like to say I love you. How would you say it to him or her, or to that person, or to a pet, or to your parents, or your grandparents? So, please post it in your Facebook. Lagyan naman natin ng post yung Facebook feed niyo. So
Mm.
post your text here in your Facebook account and use the hashtag and send your videos, your record yung videos dyan sa aming messenger. May messenger is Ellie Belleza kay Tutor Job or sa aming National GC, doon kayo pumasok. Okay? And we need your feedback. Just log in or type it on your browser. Check nyo yung feedback na to. Um, how are we as tutors? Kumusta kami? Were we able to give you clear understanding of the subject or the session? And of course, Tutor Joe, yung exit assessment nila, ito yung hindi ko
Yes, yes.
sa exit assessment nila. So, check natin 5 items sa ating mga students kung
Mm-mm.
nagets ba nila yung ating lesson. And yun, we are now down with our 7th session. Tapos na tayo sa ating 7th session for ETUlay, and we have our quarter 2 week 7 figurative language topic. And yun, Tutor Job, do you have something to say before we end our 7th session, second to the last session for quarter 2?
Yeah, so of course, first we are very thankful that the students that we have from first quarter even, di ba? Tapos kasama pa rin natin sa second quarter are still with us sa week 7 na natin ng quarter 2. And next week is our last session for the second quarter. So thank you
And
very much
no,
for always
I
tuning
believe,
in.
yes, tama naman, Tutor Job. And from our session, nung nakaraang quarter, yung 8th session natin, yung last session, is always a recognition day or we'll have a game show. You know, from the last time, we have a game show for our last session
Yes,
for
yes.
quarter
We invited
1.
our students even to join
Yep.
us sa Google Meet.
Okay? So, abangan natin yun na. Sa GC tayo mag-communicate on what we will be doing for next Tuesday. We will invite you again for our session. Last session for quarter 2 and magkita-kita tayo na naman for
Yes,
Tuesday.
yes.
Okay? So, again, this is
So,
Tutor Ellie from SDO Camarines Sur.
yes, and I'm Tutor Job from SDO Nueva Vizcaya.
And we are your tutor base for English 9 that we are always we are always live for English 9 Tuesday at 3 o'clock to 3:40 p.m. And yun, mapapanood nyo kami sa Facebook pages and stream sa YouTube channel. So yun, thank you very much sa ating mga students and supportahan dyan ninyo ang ating mga English Junior High School tutors from grade 7 to grade 10 and sa lahat ng mga tutors at subject areas na meron ng ETUlay online tutorial. So maraming
Yes.
salamat for your support and for your presence and participation. Maraming salamat. And yun, God bless and stay safe sa inyo. Diba, Tutor Job?
Yes, stay safe. Palakasin ang immune system. Take care of your bodies. Everyone, God bless. God bless.
Yeah.
See you next
God
week.
bless and thank you. See you next week. Yeah.
Ang husay naman! Natapos mo ang iyong tutorial session kasama ang iyong mahusay na ETUlay tutor. May bago ka bang natutuhan? I-share na yan gamit ang hashtag ETUlay Level Up. Huwag aalis ha, dahil may susunod pang programa na pwede mo ring panoorin at salihan. Dahil naghihintay na ang iyong mga tutors. Happy learning dito sa ETUlay!